What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry with Everyday Guy. We've got some mail to open, we've got some Q&As to answer, but first I want to talk about a flashlight. So this light is the Jetbeam BC20 GT, right? And it's got the Thirm or Thirm, depending on where you're from, switchback on it, the Sage Dynamics version. The cool thing about this light is I got this light from Jetbeam and they said I can test it for review. I really like it. It could possibly be my EDC light of choice going forward. But it came with this style tail cap with the little, I don't know if you guys can see it very clearly, but it's got like ridges on it to prevent negligently activating the light. I wasn't a big fan of it once I put the switchback on it. And I asked, is there any way to get a cap that doesn't have these ridges? Sort of like Surefire, Mod Light, Streamlight are doing on their tactical series of lights, and they machined one for me. So word around townies, and don't quote me on this, but this could be something that Jetbeam may offer going forward. Obviously, guys, don't quote me. If Jetbeam decide not to offer it, that's their thing. But it would be really cool to have sort of a tactical tail cap option where the pressing of the button is uninhibited by these little stubs on either side. Now I get why they're there, but especially when you're using it with gloves and you want to momentary on, I found that with this one, when I use it with gloves, I would press it harder than I need to and then click it on the constant on, which I didn't want. So very cool that they were able to machine that. Chris and Johan at Jetbeam are absolute legends. I'm going to be reviewing this light shortly. Let's open a package. We've also got the pocket dump to do, so let's open a package, then take a EDC Q&A. Guys, if you want to ask me any questions, just pop it into my Instagram or Facebook DMs with EDC Q&A or just Q&A next to it, and I'll ask and answer it on the channel. Let's get to the first package. Come on. This is my Civivi Brigand. I really liked this knife, but I broke the tip by mistake. I sent it to Philip at Reaper Custom Works. I'll leave them linked down below. And he reprofiled the tip for me. So we'll be opening package with this guy a little later, well, for the rest of this video. So huge thanks to Philip for finally getting this back to me. I really, really appreciate your craftsmanship. Hey sir, thanks for the videos. I also want to start a YouTube channel similar to yours. I'd like to know, seeing as you're the biggest EDC YouTube channel in South Africa, thank you very much. What are some of the things about YouTube that I should know from Pierre? Pierre, first and foremostly. Pierre, that's a very good question. And the coolest thing about it is also the worst thing about it. It's the people you meet, right? You're going to get to meet some really, really awesome people. But you're also going to get to meet some real idiots. The thing is, with EDC gear, gun gear, that sort of thing, people have enormous overinflated egos. People who were current 45 years ago think they still are today. And they haven't moved with the times. Trust me, people look at my plate carrier and they're like, oh, that's a complete waste of plate carrier. Then you look at what Cry Precision are doing and it's the exact same thing, right? Or extremely similar. And Cry Precision is basically the world's best plate carrier in my opinion. It's just people, unfortunately, people in this field believe that if you don't believe what they believe, then you are wrong. And it's generally always people who did a course like 7 or 8 years ago and they shot kind of okay and they think they know everything. The more courses you do, believe it or not, the less like that you'll be. So you can always tell who's trained and who's not by the way they comment on your content. But if you love the gear and you're willing to meet some amazing people, then definitely do it. It's not easy. Don't do it for the money. I get like, I'm not going to kid you, the amount of money I put into my channel is easily 30, 40, 50 times more than the amount of money my channel gives back to me in terms of money, right? YouTube does not pay me a lot. YouTube doesn't like this kind of thing, okay? So if you're really passionate about the gear and you want to get your message out there and you have an original view, do it. My view is everything is an opinion, nothing is a recommendation. As everything on my channel is an opinion, nothing is a recommendation. You use my information as you wish, or it's just entertainment. But if you're getting into it for money or to try to be cool, all those things, you're really going to come up very, very short. But it's well worth doing if you love the gear. Let's get to another package. Woo! So Civivi is sharp. Case in point about the gear. This is my Southwest Holsters, new Southwest Holsters drop leg setup for my battle belt. My battle belt review is going to come after my review of my Takmach med pouch, which is going to be this Sunday. This is a level 1 retention system we got going here from Southwest Holsters. They now do a level 1 retention system. I believe you can buy this entire setup from them as is. So just chat to James about that. And if not, just bother him. I don't really mind if you bother him. Nice. Really nice. Massive thanks to Southwest Holsters for that. Now also we have something else that I can't show you. Now if I was to move this little bit of blurriness, James would lose his absolute nut. And I feel like I should, like my heart just says, Ryan, move that blurriness and absolutely like freaking ruin his day, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, I'm too good a person. We are prototyping something new. It's not going to happen anytime soon. It's like literally that's the first prototype. So I'm going to be testing it out and letting him know my thoughts. Yeah, it's not something that's going to come out within like the next 2 or 3 months. It's something really quite new and revolutionary that's not going to come out anytime soon. So massive thanks to James for my new level 1 retention drop leg setup for my Glock 19 and X300. I really appreciate that. Let's take another question. Seeing as winter is around the corner, how do you suggest we carry our holsters while wearing trackies? I'm assuming as tracksuits, as from Mandy. Mandy, the only real way to do it is with something called well, you can do it with your normal clips, but it doesn't work that well. Something called an ulti-clip, I think that's what it's called. I'll try to leave them linked down below where you can buy. That's the only real way to do it, to be honest with you. If I can find a place that sells it, I'll leave it linked down below. To be honest with you, the other option, so there is one other option. Speak to the guys at CHS Guns, speak to Aziza. They do that can concealment stuff. I don't actually have one. I don't think I'm going to get one either because it doesn't really interest me. But it's like this belly band type deal into which you can put your firearm. Aziz is very knowledgeable about how females can and should carry it. She's a female. So she's definitely the person to speak to. CHS Guns, I'll leave them linked down below. They are really the people you want to speak to about carrying as a female. I'm assuming you're a female because your name is Mandy. For the guys like me, I just wear jeans and then I use a normal belt. Like, I don't really wear tracksuit pants that much unless I've sort of turned in for the night, not going anywhere. And then in which case I'd keep my firearm within arm's reach of me. I mean, you know your household, you know where the safe places are to keep it. But yeah, that's the only way I can recommend that. Let's go to the last package. This is from the fine folks over at Olight. The Olight Seeker 3 Pro. I wanted one of these because we're back in load shedding. Those of you who aren't from South Africa, what load shedding is our government will intermittently put our electricity off. I'm not going to go into details. It's as bad as you think it is. And having a good, long-lasting flashlight in and around your home is definitely something that is worthwhile looking into. And I like to promote Olight when they have sales. So, and they have sales often, bless them. And I've always said, Olight's tactical lights are not there yet, but their utilitarian lights are really good. I can really appreciate the utilitarian lights. So I'm going to review the Seeker 3 Pro. I think I did a review on the Seeker 2 Pro and I quite liked it. It's still one of the lights I use for when we have load shedding. I'm going to do one more question and then I'm going to do the pocket dump and then I'm going to let you guys go. Hi, Ryan. In a recent Facebook post, you mentioned we should go for the best gear we can afford. Having so much expensive gear, how do we know what that is and how do we offset it against what we can afford? Okay, so the way you do that is you look at my reviews. I review expensive lights and I review cheap lights. I review expensive optics and I review cheap optics. I review expensive weapon lights and I review cheap weapon lights. And then you look at other people's reviews. And you look at the item within your price range, and then you purchase it that way. If someone says something is absolutely crap, and 9 out of 10 people say it's absolutely crap, even if it's in your price range, I wouldn't buy it, right? But it's not all about the expensive gear. For example, give me 1 second. This is my Nightcore P20iX, right? This is like, depending on where you buy it, this could be between 3 and 3.5, 4,000 rand, right? I'm not EDCing it at the moment. Currently, I'm EDCing the Jetbeam BC20, right? It's not all about the world's most expensive light or knife or whatever it is. Buy the one that works for your price range and that you have concrete evidence will suit your mission set. Like if all you want to do is carry something to light up under your couch when you drop your keys, pretty much any light's going to do the job. But if you want something that has a bit more tactical application, survivability, you're going to have to look at that, right? And this is where people like myself, what the responsibility I have to present you guys with reviews that are both honest, right, as well as not just focus on the world's most expensive stuff, which I haven't done. I've reviewed cheap everything, from belts, holsters, optics, weapon lights, knives, flashlights, multi-tools. Maybe not multi-tools, I only have one. The multi-tool of choice is the Leatherman Scaly tool. Just gonna put that out there. Wallets, I've reviewed inexpensive and I've reviewed expensive. So this channel might be the resource for you. Let's do the pocket dump and end off. Okay guys, the sound is going to change quite a bit now because I'm a bit further away from my mic. In my left rear pocket, we have the Leatherman Scaly tool. In my left pocket, we have the Jetbeam BC20 with a Thyrum switchback on it. Belt, Core Essentials in multicam. Knife is the knife I designed. I'll talk to you a bit about this knife in a second. Firearm, Glock 19, Olight Red Dot Surefire X300 in a Southwest Holsters Rattler 2.0. Best and least expensive holster in the country at the moment. Knife is the Cerviri Brigand that Philippine Park sent me. It's actually my knife, but I had it sent in for some fixing work. And then Nightcore NT, such a difficult name, NTP31 tactical pen. Guys, my knife, a lot of you have been asking for it. The best I can do, guys, is say that mail me. The next batch is going to ship more than likely at the end of April or the first week in May. If you're interested, you're interested. If you're not, you're not. If the batch is full, it's full. That's the best I can do, guys. I sell these things too fast for the manufacturer to manufacture, right? So I'm trying to cater for everyone, but those who have mailed me, I'll pop them a mail in return to say, listen, this is the situation. If you really want it and you're willing to pay for it and you're willing to wait, you will get your knife, but you're looking at the first to the second week in April. It is what it is, guys. The demand is far outweighing the supply. That's it, guys. I'll see you on Sunday for my review of the Takmach First Responder Med Kit, and then after that, we're going to do my battle belt review. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.